What's going on, people? We back yet again with another review. Now, this is one of the reviews that's actually I've been trying to figure out how I was gonna tackle this in the first place, because I went through ups and downs with this game right here. Now, by the title itself, this is a Call of Duty Black Ops 4 review, and this is actually one of the games where I was pleasantly surprised, but at that same token, I don't know what I expect from Call of Duty anymore. This is what I mean by that. So when the trailer was first released and there was all this gameplay and things of that sort, we talked about it on the podcast, Run Those Games podcast. Make sure you check it out everywhere you can listen to your podcast. And we was basically breaking down the things that we liked, what we didn't like, what was overpowered, and things of that sort. And if you remember or are familiar with the Call of Duty franchise, they've always kind of had this thing of if everything's overpowered, then nothing's overpowered type feel to it, right? In this game, it's more apparent than ever that they tried it and it didn't work, as well as they took what has worked in other games or what makes other games special and put it in their own game and just gave it the Call of Duty stamp of approval. What do I mean by this? So we're familiar with operators because they've been in the last 3 to 4 games, whatever, from Black Ops 3 and so on. And while that is a new and cool addition, that is still something that they've gotten from, an Overwatch or a Siege. Whereas when the copying, as far as the copying and things like that go, it's like they took a lot of the assets from Siege and put it in this game. Like Siege has razor wire, shields, and things of that sort. Call of Duty took those things and tried to make the game more tactical. If anything, this game feels more of a tactical shooter than an actual Call of Duty game. Like it still has the Call of Duty mechanics and feel in shooting, but it feels like with this game they're really trying to appeal to the esports market, which they already kind of have their foothold in, because there's already well-known teams and players for their game. So I don't necessarily understand the angle that they're coming at. Now, does this say that this is a bad game? Not at all. We're gonna dive into this. So let's go ahead and break down a few of the things that came out about this game that had people skeptical, nervous, and in some more ways than one, fake mad. Excuse me. For one, the game, when it was announced, whatever, they said it wasn't gonna have a story. The game doesn't have a story, and we don't really care at all. Because after about Black Ops, 2 or 1 in that region, we stopped caring about the story. So when they announced that the game doesn't have a story, people were like, well, so it's gonna be online only? That's not gonna make me spend my 60, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, Siege doesn't have a story, Overwatch doesn't have a story. I'm missing the game doesn't have a story. Oh, fucking CSGO, to my knowledge, doesn't have a story. Things like that. You understand why I brought up CSGO. But like, these games don't have a story and they still thrive, and they're basically multiplayer only games. So Call of Duty could do it, he's got to do it right. And they actually did do it right. The multiplayer itself is still your basic Call of Duty, what you get your fix on. Team deathmatch, domination, capture the flag for those of you who play that weird game mode, whatever. But like, they still don't have demolition. If I remember correctly, they don't have demolition. They don't have that. Now, why I brought up CSGO is that they actually have a game mode in here called Heist, which is actually probably one of the more doper additions to this game and the franchise. When I say they've taken assets and things from other games and put in their own, I literally mean that. Because CSGO, you have your pistol or whatever, then you get your money, then you buy better weapons, things like that. You basically play around, and you basically either plant the bomb or defuse the bomb. Simple concept, right? In this game, Heist is about that money, about that bread. You know what I mean? So you basically could start off with a pistol, or you could get, I think, SMG at the first round. One of the two, but I know for a fact start with a pistol, right? So with that, you basically go and both teams are basically trying to go get the money and take it back to their evac chopper, which is a dope game because you have one life to live. So it's basically 6v6 and you have one life to live. So if all of you die and they get the bread or whatever, that's game. If you kill all of them, you get the bread, that's game. Or if you extract the money before they can return it or kill you, they win or you win. However I said that, I just backtracked. You get what I'm saying? Which is dope because that's a real more competitive game mode that's in this game, contrary to the simple TDM, which, we all play TDM because we just want to get a quick game and we want to go get our kill streaks in and things of that sort. It's simple. It gets the job done. But with the game mode like this, you can't help, like with a game like Heist, you can't help but enjoy because that's an actual tactical type game that is dope. The only problem with the game is if you play with Prophet or you have two, I think for Heist you can only have one of each specialist. So if you have Prophet, he can throw out a secret drone and shock you. We'll get to that stuff later, but that is dope. Along with, you know, the different, how they handle the gun attachments in this game. While do I agree with some of the choices? Not really, because the Titan LMG is basically, if you remember back to Call of Duty Ghosts, if you ever played that game in its earlier and later stages, you would know about the M27 LMG with the thermal scope and the suppressor. Literally, the gun had 0 recoil. In this game, it basically has the same issue with the LMG called the Titan with a thermal scope, because it has no recoil and the damage output is ridiculous on that weapon. Whatever, that's going to be one of those things that Call of Duty is going to have. It's just overpowered or dumb setups of why would you put that in the game. But this is why this is dope. Certain guns in the game have certain attachments that can be equipped to them, or that are allowed to be equipped to them. So certain guns have have the stock attachment available. Some guns have rapid fire, other guns don't. Other guns, basically not all guns have these same attachments, which is cool, and they kind of limited it. But I'd much rather have the option just to have all my attachments. It's dope in concept, but the execution could have used some work, because the LMG with the thermal scope in this game, like y'all didn't learn from Ghost, like that was annoying as shit. But aside from that, let's go ahead and talk about the operators themselves. So the operators, we had our reserves and things like that. And I remember during one of my Black Ops 4, Black Ops 4 like reveals or whatever, that I literally specifically talked about my issue with the game, because they had a shield that had a pistol on it. Now, if you know Montaigne from Rainbow Six Siege, you know he has a full body shield that he can't shoot from, but you can't shoot him unless you get around him. Fair, because he's not a threat. In theory, unless somebody's behind him leaning or whatever. In this game, Ajax, the character, he has a shield, but he could equip an automatic pistol to it and shoot you with it. What makes it even more annoying is the fact that the spread of the pistol is so thin, it's practically like getting shot by a laser. And that could be very, very annoying. Also, you have a character, I think Nomad. It's Nomad or somebody who basically has the microwave, or the Guardian from Black Ops 3, we call it the microwave, but it's big as hell and it covers up an entire doorway. And it kills you pretty fast. But here's the more annoying part about that. They gave the same character barbed wire, which is a pain because you'll run into it and it takes a minute to jump out of it. While they did reduce the damage, and for you to get out of it to be a little bit faster, it's still obnoxious running into that, as well as that stupid shield that just basically barbecues you in like 2 seconds. The dog that they have, Nomad has a dog. I don't remember the shield guy's name entirely. It's gonna come to me when this is over. But Nomad has a dog or whatever. Now my problem's not with the dog actually, because the dog is not as overpowered as it once was during the beta and even during the first week of the game. You actually take out the dog pretty quickly. My only issue with the dog is his competence, because I can't tell you how many times that I've been in a party with the homies or just playing the game, and somebody's dog will run right past me and just let me just get baptized one time for the culture. I'm not for that. I don't like getting initiated when, you know, Spike is right next to me. He just lets this douche kill me. I'm not with that. That could be annoying. Prophet, the dude who, you know, the electric guy in the previous one, Tempest, he has a thing called a secret drone where he basically throws it out, and this is his R1 when it charges or whatever, right? So he has a secret that he throws out that will literally shock you, and you can't move for like at least 15 to 20 seconds. Now 15 to 20 seconds in COD, you're as good as dead, period. This is what makes it even more annoying. If you press square at the right time, as soon as the button comes up, you get to take the prods out or whatever, right? But here's the issue with that. The taking out prod process to getting back to ADSing takes too long. So you basically don't have a full reward of taking out the prods, because people who throw out the secret drone are following it. And as soon as they follow it, they're already right behind the thing. So as soon as you take them out, you're already getting shot. It'd be a lot easier if they had some type of animation in the game where as soon as you press square or whatever, as soon as it shoots out, you could smack it out, then ADS like this, or it just misses, or something like that happens. Because it's really annoying that I press the button like I'm on my P's and Q's and I don't get rewarded for it. That is heavily obnoxious. But aside from that, the other operators that I'm thinking about, from Crash, they have Zero, she has the EMP or whatever, and things of that sort. They're not necessarily OP. Those are like just a few operators that you'll run into a lot that will piss you off. Only because, like, put in the wrong hands are the most annoying people on Earth. But aside from that, let's go ahead and talk about zombies. I don't play zombies. Done. If you like zombies, it's all for you. So let's get into Blackout now. Blackout is the battle royale that we all felt like was attacked on game mode for COD, right? They didn't have no foresight of this. They weren't necessarily planning it type thing. We basically all had this general consensus of they're just doing this because they see the success of Fortnite, so they're like, hey, let's go ahead and tack it on. All right, whatever. But I will say, in the beta, I did like the Blackout game mode, and even in the full version, I do still like it. Now, do I play it consistently? No, because I'm burnt out from the Battle Royale game experience in its totality right now. Like, I'm just burnt out of the Battle Royale thing. But that's not to say that this is like the way they did it was bad. The way that COD has succeeded with their Battle Royale is the fact that a lot of games in this genre have, I don't want to say weird, but I don't want to say bad, but like there's weird mechanics. So you'll have an H1Z1, right? So that game is, I think, third person. It goes into first person ADS, but the shooting or whatever doesn't necessarily feel pinpoint. Like, it feels like a couple bullets will go off or miss or something like that. This is just by my experience and my recollection of it as of late, right? Then you'll have a Fortnite where you shoot and it's basically RNG everywhere and things of that sort. And the building that some people don't like, I don't say a lot of people, that some people don't like, which is why they don't like Fortnite. Then you'll have a Call of Duty. We all love Call of Duty's shooting. Why? Because you aim, you shoot is that simple. It is the simplicity of how you get to just get a kill that makes it enjoyable. As well as the map itself is both vibrant and nostalgic because they've included maps from I almost said Modern Warfare, I almost screwed up. From Black Ops 1, 2, and even 3. Since they added those maps, the map itself feels familiar, and it's actually bigger than a lot of us thought upon the announcement and, things of that sort. It's actually huge. It's dope as hell to see Nuketown. It's cool as shit to see, what's that one map, the mansion map that was in the snow in Black Ops 3? It's dope to see a map like that. It's dope to see firing range. That's actually expanded a little bit. It's cool to see things of that sort. That, and the thing that pissed everybody off was the armor. Because the armor felt really overpowered. If you had somebody with armor 3 that was not touched and you had armor 2, consider it a done deal for you. It was a wrap for you out here in these streets and you was going to just get shredded. So it's nice to know that they actually have fixed that since. And they've added a few things to it. Like, I think that you are able to kind of like pick up armor as you go, but you're not going to have the big ass jumpsuit of armor that was once in the game, which is cool. As well as they have zombie like maps and portions in the game with actual zombies that will come and try to beat you the hell up and kill you. Dope as shit, because you'll think in your head, oh shit, it's a person, it's really a zombie. And then sometimes if you're a crafty person, you'll actually use the zombies to your advantage. As well, they have the mystery box in the Blackout game mode. They basically made the battle royale both goofy and quirky, but seriously fun at that same time, which is kind of hard to do, similar to like a Fortnite. This is why Fortnite succeeds, because it's goofy. You know what I mean? It's goofy, it's funny, you're not supposed to take it that serious. It just so happened to be taken seriously by the community. This is what I mean by don't make a game with the intention of making it competitive. We will make it competitive. The community will make it competitive. This Battle Royale Blackout mode is just basically like, all right, here's something to do. In case you ain't got nothing else to do, enjoy it. And it's working. It's just flat out working. And I really have to commend them for it. And considering they have all this practically multiplayer based content and without a story, and I still feel like I got my money's worth, I can't help but actually suggest this if you're a Call of Duty fan. Like, if you actually like Call of Duty, this is actually one of the better games to get. I will say though, and it must be mentioned, that if you do not have friends, get some type of friends on this game. Because this is one of the drawbacks of the multiplayer now, is that because it's so team oriented and team based in the sense of you can't go Rambo in this game. It's hard to solo and go off because people have health bars that have 150 and everybody has like their own abilities and skills and things of that sort. It's hard to go Rambo and just go off by yourself like how you were in previous versions of this game. Therefore, if you have friends, I would definitely recommend this. But if not, I'd probably say hold off on a little bit. But it's 2019 out here, so I'm pretty sure everybody has a few people who they can play COD with. So I would definitely recommend this game, especially if you get it on sale. I mean, now we got a bunch of games coming down the pipeline for Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, Jump Force. I know I'm missing Metro Exodus and a few more. I know I'm missing games, but they're like those are like some of the titles that are coming down the pipeline. But if you need a multiplayer game, just get a few matches in and be out that we've all loved in Call of Duty. That we've all known and loved Call of Duty for, then I can definitely recommend this game. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know if it helped you in the comment section below. Let me know if I forgot anything that you felt I should have mentioned or whatever. Peace.